Hello there guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Histon, and in today's episode we possibly have two Livecoms games for you today because of the fact of the positions of the teams that we're facing. So first off, we're at home on Boxing Day against Dorchester, who currently sit in second place, only behind Salisbury on goal difference at the top of the league. And then the next game is an away match at third place Merthyr Town. So these two matches are huge when it comes to the actual league itself, especially in that playoff race, because if we end up losing both games, we might end up dropping out of them, depending on how well teams behind us like Brackley and Truro do in their respective games. Before we go into the Dorchester game first, let's take you through what's been happening since you were last with us, which was the unfortunate defeat 1-0 against Ashford Middlesex inside 2 minutes. We then went on to have a yo-yo game against Hitton Town, which we managed to win, fortunately, getting back to winning ways, and it was really backwards and forwards. We scored, they scored, we scored, they scored. And based on the stats, though, we kind of mugged them off with the number of shots and the number on target, but with all three of our goals coming in from our 3 shots on target. So Justin May, Marshall Katung and Difford scoring. Jordan Warshaw pulled it back up to make it 1-1, and Ian Byrne made it 2-0. The bane of our existence, he scored again against us. He seems to love scoring against us for some reason. But yeah, we had more possession, but they had more chances. So really, it should have really been a draw at the end of the day, but one of those things. I'm just going to rattle through these as quickly as possible. We then had another crazy 4-3 victory this time at home to AFC Portchester, with Marshall Katung scoring. Then Harry Obstel made it 2-0 before Malachi Hickson Mars made it 2-1, then equalised. Danny Waldron then decided to get sent off, which was not very helpful in our current predicament. But Marshall Katung then made it 3-2 to us before Charlie Harris equalised, and then Marshall Katung completed his hat-trick to win us the game there. Very even game based on the stats, so I'm happy we managed to sneak that one goal victory, especially with us down to 10 men. So fingers crossed that we can take that momentum on into the next match. We actually played Luke Colkin in goal as well. The only downside was, because of Danny Waldron sending off, we had no centre midfielder, so we had to call someone up. And we've called up the guy called Callum Marin, who was in the under-18s for us since he joined us back in I think the end of last season's youth intake. So he's played a couple of games for us so far. It looks alright, but could get better. He's only at a 1-star level, so I thought we needed to give him that first team experience and see how he does. I mean, in this game we were 1-0 up and then 2-1 up against Barwell, but unfortunately both times Barwell managed to pull it back, and they were able to get a point for them, especially in their current situation. I think they're all the way down in the relegation zone, so that was a disappointing drop, 2 points for us, but it's a great point for them in their circumstances with regards to the league. Again, very similar in terms of the stats, not many chances, but we managed to score 2 out of the 4 shots on target. They scored 2 off 3, so I don't know whether that's clinical finishing when the shots were on target, but one of those things, I guess. We then unfortunately lost 3-2 in the League Cup against Truro, which was actually a really, really entertaining game, because I think we were really matching Truro every inch of the way. Yes, we capitalised on a couple of mistakes, and based on the stats, we didn't deserve to win, but we took advantage of the mistakes that they made in defence. So Elvis Menayes opened the scoring after 17 minutes. Marshall Katung then equalised. He's been on a great scoring run. Then Menayes scored his second to make it 2-1 before half-time. Marshall Katung then came out the second half and scored and equalised, before Alex Fetcher scored a 92nd minute penalty, which was conceded by Kevin Carrillo, to win the tie and allow Truro to advance in the Southern League Cup, and we were knocked out. The fortunate thing is that we matched what the board expects us to do in the League Cup, so no harm there losing to Truro, but it's a bit of momentum for them, considering that they're in the fight for the playoffs. Unfortunately, though, we couldn't bounce back from that defeat. We lost 2-1 at home to St Neots, and Danny Waldron is in my bad books because he decided to on his return, he decided to get sent off, straight red card, and he's banned for now 5 matches, because it was a 3-game ban because it was a straight red card. Sorry. It's 3-game ban because it was a straight red card. Then the FA decided, oh, you know what, let's give him another 2-game ban. So I decided to fine him 2 weeks' wages for that, because he pretty much breached the contract, and he's out for pretty much a month. So that was really, really frustrating. As you can see, Billy Craig opened the scoring after 14 minutes. Josh Green equalised. Thought we'd rescued a point, despite us being down to 10 men, before Hansel Craig then made it 2-1 in the 89th minute to steal the win for St. Neots based off the stats there. Really, really disappointing that we weren't able to take advantage of that. And yes, we were a man down, but based on the stats, we should have won this game. However, we did bounce back away at Weston-super-Mare with a 2-1 victory. Alfie Davidson and Josh Green scoring both our goals, with Sid Camper scoring a consolation for Weston-super-Mare, who had more possession but not as many chances as we did. So in theory, we deserved to win that game in the end. Alfie Davidson and Phil Wolf alongside in that midfield, prioritising the covering for Danny Waldron's suspension there. Callum Maron came off the bench as well, so he's now starting to get a little bit more experience in the first team. And then the last game was a 2-0 victory against AFC Kempston. We've got a really good record against them. Justin May and Josh Green with the goals. Unfortunately, though, Simon Bonner picked up an injury, which was quite a bad one. So he is now out for the next couple of weeks with, I think it's a kneecap injury. Just have to quickly check. A damaged kneecap, yeah, he's out for 3 to 4 weeks. So he's out for definitely, I think, about 5-6 games. I'm not 100% sure on that. So that means Steve Reed's going to have to take up the mantle and step up here. So, without further ado, if we actually look at the league table, you had a quick glance of it at the moment. But as you can see, we're still in the playoff picture in 4th place. Only 3 points behind Salisbury, who have played the same number of games as us. And we're only 2 and 1 point behind the 2 teams we're playing next, who have both got either 1 game or 2 games in hand. So, if we get some points against them, if we manage to win the games, we'll be in really, really good shape for them. And we might be the closest challengers to Salisbury after these 2 matches. But we have to go into these games and believing that we can win them and we can leapfrog them. So fingers crossed we can do that today. Let's get on with the first match today at home to Dorchester. Don't see really anything else that's important. And Truro away at Barwell, so hopefully Barwell has slipped Truro up as well because they're just outside the playoffs. Salisbury at home to Hereford. Hereford is still struggling in mid-table at the moment, so not been a good season for them for the pre-season favourites. So in terms of the team we're going to go for today, Reece Bills in goal, Ossie Fua, Osborne, Usridge and Carrillo are the back 4, with Phil Wolf and Alfie Davidson in the ball-winning midfield and deep line playmaker role, with Steve Reed coming in attacking mid-right because of Simon Bonner's injury, with Justin May on the left, James Difford and Marshall Kutung up front, because Marshall Kutung's form has been fantastic the last few games. You see an average rating of 7.66 for the last 5 games. Yes, he's been on he had 2 6.4s in the last couple of games, but hopefully he can turn that around. I don't understand, where is Josh Green? Oh, that's right, he's suspended. That's why Marshall Kutung is in. So that means Ryan Williams is having to come onto the bench today. In terms of our bench, it doesn't look like we haven't got any midfielders. So I'm going to... Simeon May's still a bit injured, so I'm going to give Stefan Cox the spot on the bench. Jordan Goff, Luke Harding. Anybody else I think that could bring on? Callum Maron? Is Callum Maron anywhere? Where did I put him? Oh, there he is. I'm going to put Callum Maron on instead of Luke Harding because he can play at midfield centre position in case Wolf and Davidson can play. Have gone down with an injury or something, because Jordan Groff can play at centre back anyways. Stefan Cox can play on attacking with left and right, and then Ryan Williams is the substitute striker. So without further ado, let's get into this match. Last time I checked, Dorchester were in 2nd place in the league as it stands, so it's a really, really big game. Let's hope we can give our fans some festive cheer here. They are the favourites to win this match, but hopefully we can upset the odds here and get a really big result. I think we managed to win the last time we played against them, but I'm not 100% sure on that. They're playing 2 strikers up front. It looks like they're playing wing backs, so the wing backs are definitely going to be those 2 that are going to be shown onto the weaker foot for definite. Anybody else? Tom Price and I don't know what those 2 guys are doing, so it's definitely the 2 wing backs that will be the main problem when it comes to delivery to the 2 strikers of Tarpe and Spear, and possibly to Manning as well if he comes forward as well. So we've got to come into this game. Let's go for that. Let's hope they are motivated. A couple of them are. Let's hope we can get a positive result today and keep our momentum going in the league as we start the match. Let's hope we can get off to a fantastic start here. James Difford hasn't had the best of games recently, so I'm hoping he can end his little goal scoring drought. Reed is on the ball here, with a pass out to May, but that's the end of the highlights. Come up towards half time now, and it's been very, very anticlimactic as I've been after I hyped it up recently. It's 0-0 with no highlights at all to talk about. In terms of shots though, we've had 5 shots, 3 on target, and they've had 4 shots, 2 on target. So nothing really of highlight note. So we just got to see if we can get a highlight today, and hopefully we can. If we get if we get a draw, I think out of this match will be a positive result. We're going to keep everyone motivated. A couple of the defenders don't look like they've had a good game, especially Harry Osborne only at 6.3. The two strikers at 6.4, so we may have to bring one off. And also there's a 6.4 for Phil Wolf, so we may have to bring on Callum Maron in the second half. So we have to decide what we're going to do there. We're going to go on into the second half now. We're not going to change anything just yet, and fingers crossed we can get the result as Dorchester now kick off from right to left. Ball up towards Tarpe, but it's won by Osborne. Here's Davidson up to Marshall Kutung, but Bentley is there for Dorchester, and here is Spear, but that is the end of the initial highlight. Coming up towards 65 minutes now, and there still hasn't been any highlights. So I don't know what's going on here. Everyone's looking motivated, but Harry Osborne's not having the greatest of games. So I'm going to take him off and bring on Jordan Goff. So fingers crossed that doesn't come back to bite us. Harry Osborne's only on a 6.2, and I don't really want that rating to drop. So we're going to bring on Harry Osborne as a defensive change. We might go attacking actually in the last 10 minutes or so and see if we can try and go for the win here. And we're going to go for another substitution now. Sorry, I've nearly burped there. Justin May with 6.6. They're both looking nervous. So I'm going to go for Stephen Cox on for Justin May and see if that makes a difference. And if not, we're going to then go attacking with 15 minutes to go. Both our midfielders are looking exhausted. We're going to go attacking now. There's going to be a highlight here, though, with Goff on the ball. Please don't tell me I've decided to go for it and it's going to bite me in the arse. Here's Difford, though. He's going to go past the defender. He's taking a shot. Saved by Svat. I don't know how to pronounce the goalkeeper's name. And it's the first highlight of the game after 83 minutes of play here. And that's unfortunate that we weren't able to take advantage of that. It was a stinging shot, I think, from what's-his-face, Difford, to palm the hands of the goalkeeper, and it's now it went straight out for a corner there. And we're going to bring on Callum Maron for the last few minutes or so because Phil Wolf is looking absolutely tired, and we need to bring some fresh pair of legs on. Looks like it's going to finish 0-0 with 4 minutes to go. Right, entering the last 40 seconds or so, there's a highlight for Dorchester here. Manning up to Walker, ball up towards Price. He's got acres of space. Goff clears it away though, and here's Marshall Kutung. Maybe he sets James Difford free though, but he passes it to Osifu on this right hand side. Puts the ball out towards Carilla, who's in acres of space as well. Ball out towards Cox, but they're not moving forward, which is not very adventurous. Here's Cox again, but it's tackled by Jack Walker, or I think Walker, and then here's Osifu up to Reed. Looks like it's going to be the end of the game here with Osifu on the ball, and there it is. That is full time. It's a 0-0 draw with Truro. Oh, not sorry, Truro with Dorchester. So not too bad in terms of the overall scale of things. Considering they were second in the league, we haven't dropped any points to them, but again at the same time we haven't gained anything. And they are now top of the league by 3 points. Truro have overtaken us because they beat Barwell, but one of those things, I guess, where we didn't drop a points against a playoff team and a division rival when it comes to the top of the league. So fantastic stuff. Let's get on with the Merthyr Town game, because I think you guys deserve a little bit more excitement in this episode here today. There's only a couple of days between that, so I will see you guys for that in a minute. Alright, so here we are for game 2 of the Livecom against Merthyr Town. James Difford's not has reacted badly. I think it's because of his goal drought, but hopefully he can bounce back from that, and hopefully he can score today in a crucial game. So in terms of, let's do it for a quick pick again. Reese Wills in goal, obviously for Osborne, Outteridge and Carrillo. We're going to keep the same back four as before. Osborne hasn't had the greatest of games recently, but he's got a good player reaction, which is fantastic. Alfie Davidson's looking quite tired though, so I'm going to take him off. And I'm going to go for Callum Maron because Phil Wolf is also tired. So we're going to have I'm going to have Phil Wolf as a bench player. He's going to come off the bench, and Simeon May is going to play at the deep line playmaker role, with Callum Maron at the ball winning midfielder role, with Reed and May at the attacking mid right and attacking mid left positions, with James Difford and Marshall Kutung up front. I might give Josh. Should I give Josh Green the go up front at poacher? That's quite a tough decision to make. I'm going to risk that and see what happens right there. Actually, no. We're gonna bring off. We're gonna keep Difford on and see what happens. We're gonna have Josh Green coming off the bench though, and hopefully he can. If we're behind or anything like that, and we need to score, he can inspire us from the bench. We're gonna get Stephen Cox on the bench as well, because he didn't really have the greatest of games when he came on, but we need that depth in case May or Reed end up going down with an injury. So without further ado, let us begin game 2 of the Livecom. Away from home at Merthyr Town. We've had quite a lot of a break between it in terms of the number of interviews I had to do off camera. So let's get into this now. Hopefully we can. Hopefully I've made the right decisions in terms of the bench. I haven't messed anything up there. I've got another thing to talk about. Go for that. Go for that. Okay, so in terms of Akpapore, I remember Akpor Bire was a thorn on our side before, so I'm hoping we can bounce back from that and we can shut him out this game. I think we actually won the away match against Merthyr Town. I think they beat us at home earlier on this season. I'm not 100% sure. I think, but in last season's encounter away in Wales at Merthyr Town, we managed to win. So I'm hoping we can match what we did last season and continue on. Ashley Yeoman's also a name I recognise from I think from a couple of games when I've been looking at previous results of other teams. So fingers crossed we can get out there. Yes, we're going to go for that, and hopefully they are motivated. Yes, they are. That's fantastic. I'm going to go for that, and I'm going to hopefully motivate the rest of the midfield. Yes, that's fantastic. And we're going to go for the motivating the strikers. So without further ado, let's just begin the match. Starting off, we are kicking off from right to left. Let's hope we can improve on the 0-0 that we had against Dorchester and hopefully get an away win against the team that's currently sitting in third place. Alright, free kick for us. May with the ball in towards Osborne, but it's cleared away. May goes back to May. Here's Maron. Hits the bar and it's gone in. Callum Maron has scored his first goal for Histon, and it comes off his second first team start. What a fantastic strike from the youngster there. Alright, here is the highlight. May with a free kick in towards the mixer. Passes it over to Maron, who's just inside the D, and shoots it. The keeper goes completely the opposite way, hits the crossbar, and it goes into the right-hand corner there, and it's 1-0 Histon. We've got an instant highlight here with the ball up towards Rivers. Here's Hobson to Dunn. Please don't tell me they're going to score instantly after that amazing goal from Maron. Here's Poole. Ball up to Akpapore, who was the man who I singled out earlier on, and he has made it 1-1 there with something that wasn't gone down as a clear-cut chance, and the man that has terrorised us before for Merthyr Town has equalised for Merthyr Town, beating Bills at his near post. Really, really unfortunate there. We need to hopefully bounce back from that straight away. I thought they've bounced back fantastically from the early goal. It is half-time now in the Merthyr Town Histon game, and we are still level at 1 apiece. I'm going to go for, fingers crossed, this will work. Yes, we've got a couple of players that look delighted, but Bills is looking nervous, which is not good. Let's hope we can change that. Unfortunately not. That's not good that our goalkeeper's nervous. That could mean he could easily let in a couple more goals. He's on a good rating, though, at half-time of a 6.8. Yes, he conceded one at his near post, but that's not too bad at 6.8. 7.4 for Callum Maron, which is fantastic. Anybody else? James Difford's still on the 6.5. He's still on OK morale, so we might need to might have to swap him out and bring in Josh Green a bit later on, because Marshall Katoon's on a 6.7 at the moment, but we have to wait and see. Kevin Carrillo might be another player we have to bring off because of his yellow card, and also he's on a 6.5. So if we start the second half now, not going to make any changes for now, but we may have to do so a bit later on in this game. Looks like they've made a substitution with number 15 coming on for them. Here's a ball up towards Mooney from the right back, but there's a free kick. We've gone straight into a free kick here for Merthyr Town. Akpabura takes a shot and he's a screamer. What a screamer from Akpabura again. He's been the thorn in our side, like Ian Burney is for Hitchin, and Merthyr Town are now 2-1 up. It was just a simple shot out of nothing, really. Didn't really close. We closed him down. He just took the shot from about 20 yards, 20-30 yards, and it's just gone into the top corner of the net. What a strike. We're going to have to change something, though, if we're going to get back in this game. We're going to take off Carrillo and bring on Jordan Goff at left back. Maybe we can get a few more balls into the box here for Difford and Marsh Katung to feed off. Right, 65 minutes and nothing's really changing here. We've got to make something happen here. James Difford is coming off and Josh Green is going to come on, and we are going to go attacking now because this is we need to get back in this game, and we haven't really affected the Merthyr Town since we conceded the 2 goals. Right, free kick for Merthyr Town. Ball in towards Yeoman, but it's cleared away by Osterage. Here's Mooney. Please tell me we can win that ball. We need to get on the break here and equalise. Well won by Ostifua, though. And he's, some reason, is well out of position. He's lost out to Tancock. One back, though, by Maron. Here's Marsh Kutung, possibly on a run. And maybe has a chance to score. But he's put it wide. And that's gone down as a clear-cut chance. And that was a big, big opportunity to get back level in this match. I'm going to have to take off Steve Reed, I think, and bring on Stefan Cox for that right-hand side midfield. Because I think May and Marin have had good games, so I don't really want to take that off. And we need to just bring on someone to change the game here. And we're going to go on overload now because I don't know what else to try here. We're going to go pump balls into the box as we've got an instant highlight here. Hobson to Mooney. I think the change in highlight's going to cost us here, but well won back by Marin, the youngster who scored our goal earlier on in the game. It seems so long ago now. Osifua's had a heavy touch though, and Duxbury's got it back. Marin's got it back, but then he's lost out to their number 6 Pool. Tancock up to Hobson. Ball out towards Bean. Ball out towards Mooney, who's left Goff for dead. And here's Yeoman. Ball out to Pool, and that is game over with Yeoman getting a flick on and Declan Poole scoring, making it 3-1 Merthyr Town. And we are in a hole and we can't get out of it with 3 to 4 minutes to go. This is really, really disappointing that we were leading this game and it's all of a sudden just turned on its head. One of those things, I guess, with 2-3 minutes to go. It shows that we still don't have the quality right now to challenge some of these top teams in this division at the moment. So we're going to have to really think about who's going to be staying, who's going to be going at the end of this season. We just have to cross that bridge when it comes and see where we end up at the end of the season, because we've still got a lot of games to go. I think we've got 21 games still remaining, and we just have to get as many points as we can. Where we are is where we are, and then we change the team accordingly. I'm going to go assertive. I'm going to go for that. One person's looking stressed. Yes, Kevin Carrillo, you didn't have a great game, so I don't understand why you're stressed. A couple of guys looking fired up, so I'm hoping we can bounce back from that result in the next match. But that's a disappointing result, and that's resulted in us dropping outside the playoff spots, with Brackley Town moving up following a victory for them at home to Stratford. So we're going to have to bounce back in the next few games and hopefully take the fight back to the teams currently sitting in the top 5. Okay, in terms of what game to do next, I am tempted to do either Leamington at home. We've got Merthyr Town again at home, which was that was a quick turnaround right there. So yeah, that must have been last season that I was mentioning with regards to the last time we played against them. We've got Leamington at home possibly on the 22nd of January, but we're playing them a bit later on at the end of the year. So I might do this Hampton and Richmond game and see if we can get a bit of revenge against them in the league and after what happened in the FA Trophy last season. Yeah, I'm going to go for that game. It's on the 26th of January. It gets us another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more league games through the season. We could actually... No, I'm actually going to do the Brackley game at home because it means we'll then get a couple more games done and we can rattle through towards the end of the season. Maybe do another episode away at home to Weston-super-Mare or something like that. Then do the Leamington game to end the season. So hopefully we can bounce back from that in the next good run of games that we've got coming up in the next few episodes. But maybe actually... no, screw it. I'm going to do Hampton and Richmond, and then I'm going to do probably Pool, I think, maybe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm going to do I'm going to do Hampton and Richmond away. Then we'll do Pool at home, and then we'll do Leamington away. So we've got 3 more episodes after this. After this today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode with the double Livecom. Despite only us picking up 1 point from 2 games, it looks as if it were going to be a 4 points from 2 games, but Akbut Bire decided otherwise, and it was another thorn in our side again. We're going to have to bounce back from that next time we play Merthyr Town. So I hope you guys, despite that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more FM content. And I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will be the away match against Hampton and Richmond. So until then, see you later.